Good morning, it's Miriam from Delicious Without Gluten, and I'm here this morning to show you how to bake your own bread at home. Who doesn't love the smell of fresh bread? I can't resist myself. I love where I work because I get to smell the bread every day. But you can do that at home as well. I am now going to show you how to make this mix super easy, fast. You take your pouch of dry mix and we're going to cut off the top and dump it into our mixer. There we go. And from there, we're going to add some yeast. If you're using the one packet yeast or the single yeast, you use one package. And if you're using yeast that comes in a big pouch, 450 grams, I usually keep that in a container, an airtight container, and I stick it in the freezer. It will last you for a year. And you take 2 1/4 teaspoons of the yeast, like that, and followed by a 1/4 cup of oil. There we go. An egg, which I already cracked, easy to put in, and you'll need some warm water. If the water is too hot and you're using hot water, it will in fact kill the yeast. So just make sure it's nice and warm to the touch. And that is it. I'm going to put the mixer on. You'll need to mix it for just like 2 minutes. It's not you can't overbeat it, but it should be sort of creamy and liquidy like a cake mix. I hope you can hear me over this noise. This morning I actually made a loaf of bread with this mix. So one of these packages makes a nice big loaf. I also put in I'm going to close that now because I think it's ready. I made a loaf that I already placed in an oiled pan, and I covered it with a piece of plastic that has some oil on the bottom. And I did that so that when it actually rises, it won't stick to the dough itself. And what I would do when you take this mix out, you can see it's still kind of flowy. You can scoop it out, put it into the pan, and you actually wet your hands and smooth it out. You can also use a spray bottle, if you can get a spray bottle from the dollar store. If not, using your hands with just going to the tap and getting some on your hands and flattening it out will be perfectly fine. Then you put it aside in a warm space. You can put your oven on for 200 degrees and then turn it off. And then you'll have a nice warm space to put it in. Or you can leave it just like in a warm space. It could be outside when it's a beautiful day. I love doing that. And you can also just put it by the stove after you're cooking or something. Or you could just leave it in the house like that, covered. It'll just take longer, that's all. I also made here some little ones. I don't know if you can see. Basically, I used my scooper and I scooped it into a muffin tin. You can do that as well, and you can get little minis. And if you want at this time, this is the perfect time to actually add different things to your bread. So you can add cinnamon and raisins, you can add some sun-dried tomatoes and olives, you can put spices on top. You can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of making your own bread. So I hope that you can be creative at home and make the bread that you like in the form that you like, with the flavors that you like, and have fun experimenting. I also put out this little pretzel that I made. I did that one yesterday. Basically, I held back the water. So I just put in a 1/2 cup of water instead, and until I got a dough that was easy to roll. And that's the only difference. It's the same mix, and then you just roll out the dough. This mix itself is kind of loose. but yet sticky, and it would be impossible to roll it. So by holding back the water, you will have a much more sturdy dough to roll. And that's it. So hope you enjoy baking at home with this really super duper easy and delicious mix. It's the same as the bread that we make in our own place, and I hope you enjoy.